Right, this will be a very quick little wrap-up film just to cover a few things going forward. This was kind of the how things were set up after I had remodeled the land for the last film, where everything was coming down to this corner from all this water on the driveway. If we take this as the high point at 0, I have it going down a 1/16 per foot here, and then about an 1/8 per foot here, and then its biggest fall is down here at 1/4 per foot. And I reran this simulation. These last ones are in 6-inch increments here, 6, and you can see it comes up all the way over because this is almost level. It has to be to get into the garage. It's almost level all the way across in front of the garage. Maybe it falls a little bit, and this is a pretty severe fall here. So I think perhaps you ought to have it fall some here as well to get a little lower here, and then have an apron just to keep all that stable in front of the garage doors. Have a 3-foot wide apron to come up that extra space of having this fall down here. This is what I've drawn the plans, what I've cut out the elevations on the plans based upon this. You don't have to do this. You can go back and leave this level across the front of this, okay? And then just do all your sloping from there. Otherwise, if you put in the apron, here it's, you come up about a 2-inch rise to the beginning of the garage floor, and then that tilts up another 1/4 inch per foot. When you get down here, it's a little steeper of an apron, coming up 4 inches over that 3 feet. It gets worse out back though. Go here it is sloping up. This is having raised that floor up, having done what I did at the front with the 3-foot concrete apron. Then the floor sloping up south at 1/4 inch per foot. And here is the rear door then, the rear overhead door. And it, at its low side, which is down east, that could be 8-inch rise over that. So that's almost a little ramp up there, more than an apron thing. But I didn't know that there was a lot of ways around this. Coming in this direction then, there's your apron, there's that sloping up and flattened out level at the door and tapered out east. And here was the front before I put the apron in, establishing the garage floor at that level. And then the apron goes in, and you can see here it's about a 4-inch rise, and here it's a couple inches. So if you don't want those aprons, I call that the front end of the garage floor is 23 inches down from a point on that rear slab at your rear door. If you don't want this apron, then push that down another couple inches and twist your driveway accordingly. See back here, there's your land after we had resculpted it right here, but sloping that floor up inside the garage to get this door where it needs to be up here and have slope at this end pushes that pretty far up out of the grade. You can see it's not quite a block course, so it's less than 8 inches. And then with the apron. Now this was what I'm sending over to the county, or not to the county, to the township. I don't think that they're going to require us to have a variance. It says it's 15 feet or the height of the principal residence, whichever is higher. We're 16.7 on the low end, and we're equal to it on the high end. So I think that's going to be all fine. We'll know in a few hours. This was this is that apron then in a different color so that you can see the sidewalk. All these are different colors so you can see. But if you did use this stone, of all the different stone, perhaps it lends itself to not, because we can't really put a cap on here. We'd have a bunch of little caps here. So, and on the brick, of course, it finishes nearly flush. But if any stone lends itself to being trimmed off with J-channel, and your installation for this material says this is what you do at the bottom. So maybe it's doable. I don't know if these need to be kept at 5-inch margins here, if something can be done. It's not a big area. So if that wants to happen, it can happen. On this, I just wanted to show you, remember all of that height, that 16.6 or 16.3 or whatever it is, all of these were based on, I maintained a 10-inch, see this here, 10.5 inch. I maintained a 10.5 inch heel height here. in case you wanted to insulate this garage in the future, in case you ever put real insulation up here, R49 up here. If you want me to finish labeling this, I'm showing R10 2 foot down on the walls here underneath the slab, and also I was coming in 2 feet on a typical well insulated foundation, but none of that's required for your permit. Yeah, there's the 10-inch heel. So you could pick up or lose probably 6 inches in height if it did come down to a variance. You would lose that energy help out here. But that's about it. Here, there's a couple films, one of them showing that a little bit of how that transition with the apron and the sidewalk to the back, and the second one's just a turnaround of the whole building. So thanks. Talk at you soon.